You're watching EVH and Gear TV, brought to you by Stewart Travel Guitars. See the incredible stowaway travel guitar at stewartguitars.com. Microphones for EVH and Gear TV are provided by Rode Microphones, and official Van Halen merchandise is provided by VanHalenStore.com. Here's your host from Ontario, Canada, EVH artist Eric Broadbent.
Hey everyone, happy Saturday evening to you. Welcome to EVH and Gear TV for a totally unplanned live broadcast. This is a test. It's more than a test. It's not something we're just going to delete and later on and unshare it on the channel, but getting in pre-prep mode for NAMM and kind of taking care of several things in one evening tonight. Wanted to do production tests for the sole fact that I never ever use my laptop for live broadcasting, but we're going to have to at NAMM. So what we're doing right now is we're using the laptop, which is off to my right here, which is broadcasting. I've moved the webcam over here just because it's more conducive to have it over here. But it's going to be a test for everything to make sure everything's working good, sounding good. And as always, I always look for input from you guys and girls in the live chat. So let me know if everything kind of works okay, sounds okay, there's no delays in the voice to video, all that kind of stuff. So make sure that's all working good. And just kind of fielding some questions as well for NAMM too. We are very, very excited to get down there. And Junior, I think, is even more excited than me. And I'm pretty excited to make a return. It's going to be a very, very busy NAMM. And a lot of stuff already pre-planned. We're booked right now, solid pretty much every day except for Thursday. So we're trying to fill in Thursday with some of the other companies that we need to see as well, too. But for the moment we get there, pretty much we're locked in with our itinerary. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So it looks like everything is going okay so far. You can kind of give me a thumbs up in the chat there if everything, or just say, yeah, everything looks good, sounds good. I don't know if I'm going to be using this microphone. I probably may, just may, for the sole fact it's going to be easier. I may use the microphone that's built into the webcam I'm talking to you on right now. It certainly won't sound as good as this, but who knows? I'm traveling too heavy compared to what we should be traveling with anyways. A lot of camera gear. We're bringing, a lot of gear, and the weight is what's going to cost me on the plane and things like that as well too. But it's one of those things where we just can't travel light. We really honestly can't travel light for what we've got to do, and we'll explain more of that as we go on throughout the evening here as well too. So let's say hi to a bunch of people. We got a whole bunch of people in the chat. This is awesome for a totally unplanned live broadcast, and I'm kind of spoiling myself and cheating a little bit because I'm using normally I broadcast on my Mac. And I control everything from my PC. Well, tonight I'm doing both on the PC, which is the laptop, but I am using my Mac for a gymongous chat screen. So when we get to California, I'm going to have to be using my chat. You know what I might do is I'll bring my iPad as well too, and I'm going to use my iPad strictly for the chat because my my laptop is underneath my desk. I'm using an external monitor. I've got a very small monitor on this laptop, and my vision is not the best. So I'm going to have to kind of cheat a little bit when I get down there but I'll see the chat and things like that as well too. But this is more of a test than anything else tonight, but we're going to have some fun. Saturday night, there's not a lot going on anyway, so I want to have some fun with you guys and girls. So let's say hi to a bunch of people over in the chat. I've got Todd, aka Soda Pop, is one of the first ones in line. Gary Holt is here, Jim Dales. Jim has a question already. He says, in preparation for NAMM, what in particular would you like to see from Fender, EVH, Gibson, Kramer, and Line 6/Helix? So let's talk about Fender and EVH first, because they're the first in the name there and the line in your line of questions. So there's been a little bit of a leak already online for EVH guitars, and I'm holding one of the standards right now myself. And so there's a bunch of standards, or I shouldn't say standards, or specials that were leaked. And I'm not going to share that information as far as pictures and stuff like that. They can be easily found because I don't want to be a culprit in sharing stuff that if it wasn't meant to be shown yet. But there's some nice looking specials, obviously Mexican, that were released in some different colors. Quite cool. Junior has his eye set on one already. Excuse me, there's a natural finish one that would look pretty cool. He likes. So who knows what else is coming. I'm assuming they're going to be doing, and then this is just complete speculation. This is no fact. This is nothing, so don't read into this. I'm assuming they're going to bring out more American colors. Who knows what they're going to do with amplifiers? I honestly don't know at this point, and I'm not lying to you. I really do not know. I will not know until either the night before NAMM, probably Tuesday night, Wednesday night. That'll be probably the soonest that I'll know. But if we know Eddie, you know, he always ups the ante every year. We'll probably see a couple more American guitars in some different colors, maybe different neck configurations. There could be something added to the Stripe series. You never know. And there, again, I don't know, so I don't want to, make any wrong speculations there. Let's go on with the rest of his questions. With Gibson and Kramer, the Gibson brands, I don't follow too much as far as like what they're doing with the Les Pauls. They've got and they've also got those dual cutaways now, which it's different. It's not my particular guitar. It being that I'm going to be there, I'm going to be obviously looking to see what Gibson is bringing out. But for the Kramer brand, I am for sure looking forward to seeing what they're going to be doing. And I'll share a couple things with you. This is not going to be factual data as far as what we're going to see, but I am going to be bringing you factual data. I'm just going to be telling you what's happening from the moment that we get there. So we will arrive in Los Angeles on Wednesday. That would be the 23rd. And pretty much as soon as we get into our hotel, get unpacked and everything, Junior and I have been invited to the Gibson VIP special event, which is in the evening, Wednesday night. So there'll be some unveiling of obviously it's just kind of a meet and greet with all the people that are involved in the Gibson circle, which is going to be pretty cool. They got a new CEO now, and it looks like they're really going to turn that ship around. We're going to have some fun there. There might be some discussion about Kramer. But because obviously for some people that may not know, Gibson now has Kramer under their umbrella, which is kind of cool. We're going to get an exclusive of what's coming from Gibson and Kramer. There's a lot of stuff coming from Kramer. I'm going to honestly say that when you see what's coming model-wise and color-wise, the people that have been waiting for new stuff from Kramer are going to be really, really excited. I'm going to be doing an off-the-air interview with Aljon at Gibson Kramer in Epiphone, obviously. Next week, I'm not sure when that's going to be, but it's going to be off the record, and it'll be off the air, I should say. Now, it's going to be on the record, but it's going to be off the air, and that will be scheduled for a later time to go live as soon as I'm given the green light. There's a certain protocol that we have to follow. We cannot release this information before it's time. Obviously, that you don't want to be. You see these things online, these leaks and these spoilers. People think it's such a cool thing to be the first person to scoop the news. It's not always the first person to the finish line. That is, look at CNN. They broadcast news before they even sometimes fact check stuff. So we're going to do this interview off the air and talk about all the new models of Kramer. And when I'm given the green light, it'll be scheduled on YouTube to go live at that particular time. And it sounds to me like it's going to be on that Wednesday of NAMM before the doors kind of open, whatever. So that's going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to that. So I'm really excited about the Kramer lineup. We'll be filming there for sure. And to continue on with Jim's question, Line 6 and Helix. I'm very, very looking forward to that as well too. A couple things I can't say what they are, but one thing I'm pretty excited about. It's going to be really, really cool. It's one of those things where you have to sit on secrets, and it's hard, but you're sworn to secrecy. In some cases, you're signed to secrecy. So that's all I can say on that one. But there's going to be some cool things from Line 6, and just hanging out with those guys. The team is going to be great. Looking forward to spending time with people that I've only got to know in the Line 6 community virtually online. We get to hang out with them in person, and it's going to be a lot of fun. One of the cool things as far as the Line 6 Helix community and Line 6 period is hanging out with Jason Sedites, my good friend here from just down the road here in Canada. Literally is about 45 minutes away from me. We're on the same flight together. We're going to be spending a lot of time together at NAMM. We're at different hotels and things like that, but we're going to be spending a lot of time together, and there's going to be a lot of mingling with the Line 6 community. It's going to be lots of fun for sure. Let's continue on down the line for sure. I think that pretty much answered all the questions as far as gear, but yeah, we're booked from the moment. Lost everything. Okay, what happened? Oh no. One sec. Hang on there, guys. 1 second. Don't know what is wrong with the video. Let's see if we can figure this out here. 1 sec. All right, what happened? We lost video. We're trying to get it back. Hopefully we'll be right back. Thank you very much for your patience, everyone. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Come on, computer. All right, we think we might be back. Are we back? I hope we were back. All right, fantastic. So I'm not sure what that was. I'm running the USB camera into a hub right now, which is definitely not something I should normally do. So when I'm in California, I won't be doing that either, so we should be okay. So let's continue down the chat. Okay, so Brian Cote says, hey everyone. Jim Dale says, thank you. I'd really like to see an EVH signature with a quilted amber for Fender. Any word if the American Elite Series is getting any kind of refresh? Retail has limited supply of 2016 options. I do not know on that. So there again, I don't have information on as of yet. I will certainly bring you everything I can from the Fender booth for sure. Let me see here. Todd, aka Soda Pop, says, hey. Brian Cote, FNF Gamers is here saying, hey Eric, how's it going? Leon Moen says, yes, my notification worked and I'm here live for a change. Awesome. He says, hi EVH gang. Brian Cote looks good. Adam EVH says, hello Eric and everyone. JJ's House of Jam says, yeehaw. He's going to be there for sure as well. It'll be nice to meet you in person. Let me see here. So obviously I learned a lesson there as well too. I'm running, like I said, everything into a hub on my PC. And it's a kind of a very inadequate laptop. I shouldn't say that. It's not meant for live streaming, but it's going to have to do for me when I get there. So, and that's another reason why I want to test this. I'd rather this fail tonight a little bit than fail live down in Anaheim for sure. Metal Stage is here. Senator, nice to see you, man. Manny Meja says, so far so good. Nocturnal Butterfly is here as well too. Obviously, always here. Let me see here. Soda Pop. Let me continue down here a little bit. Bring a small lavalier. Actually, yeah. Oh, I've got tons. Trust me. Let me show you just some of the microphone gear I've got. Let me grab some of that. Trust me, when it comes to microphones, I'm all completely set. So one of the things we're going to be using two different DSLRs there. One main one throughout the whole day. We're going to be on a dolly system, a tripod with a dolly system. I'll be recording everything to a Tascam DR60 Mark II, one of those guys. It's a field recorder with a 4-track. It's basically a 4-track multi-recorder that will sit underneath my DSLR. For some of the events, not during NAMM, but I've got multiple of these Rode VideoMic Pro Pluses. These things are absolutely fantastic for recording, but I won't be using that. Someone mentioned the lavalier. Yeah, I've got several lavaliers. Try to show you this kit here. I mean, this is just wireless transmitters and receivers. So I've got like right now 2 or 3, 4 Rode wireless transmitters and receivers. So mini lavs. Where's my lavs? We got lavs in here. Somewhere buried. There's a lavalier in here. Here it is. It shouldn't be in here loose like this. Lavaliers. Of course, I'll be bringing this. This is the main microphone here as well too, with the wireless. So I put it on like that. Turn on the power. And actually, all I've got to do, I'll show you how easy it is to pair this thing. Watch this. Let's turn it back off for a second. All right, so it's back off. Let's grab any one of my receivers. I'm going to grab one at random. So here's a receiver. All right. I've got a ton of batteries, all that kind of stuff. So let's turn on this. This is a receiver. So this will be on top of my DSLR. The output will run from here to my field recorder that I just showed you, the Tascam. So we'll be using this for all interviews. But let's turn it on and see what channel this one's on. All right, turn it on. Got to press and hold it, I guess, a little longer. Okay, there we go. We're going to see what comes on this one. All right, so that one's actually on channel 2 already. That one kind of, we don't want to do that. That's too easy. Let's grab another one that's not paired. I'll show you how easy it is to pair these things. All right, usually I color code these things. I've got little stickers on the bottom because if I pair a device, sometimes I want to just know red and red, they're ready to go. Well, actually, this one was at one time. They're red and red on this one. But let's turn this one on and see where we're at with this. Hopefully this doesn't say 2. Okay, so it's on channel 3. And if I turn on this one, okay, let's 1 second, bring this down. Okay, so this one says channel 2, and this one says channel 3. So all I've got to do to pair these two devices to be ready to go is I open up the door on this one, okay, and there's a button right there, a little red button. I hit that one to pair, okay, and I do the same thing on this one here. I hit these two together, and there we go. It's saying 3, and we're ready to go. So now, if I talk into this, testing 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2 1 2, you're seeing that there's some activity on this one. That simple, ready to go. So last time at NAMM, I had a similar type of device. I was using a, what was it? Electro Voice, the RE50B, I think it is. And that was pretty much one of the industry standards. Anytime you see anyone on a news broadcast, what they're called ENG microphones, electronic news gathering microphones, they're made for conventions and things natures where there's all kinds of noise, and they don't bring in the background noise. It's really good for the guests that you're speaking with. This time I'm using the Rode, obviously being sponsored by Rode. Everything in this whole studio is Rode. That's why I've got so many of these transmitters and things. So this will be used for lapels, wireless lapels. This will be used here for the guests, you know, when we're talking, whatever, with each booth. And it's not going to have cords running all over the floor where people can trip over them, potentially pull over my camera rig, or even worse, fall and trip and hurt themselves or something, right? So wireless is definitely the way to go. So we'll turn that off. We'll preserve some power. I've got tons of extra batteries I'm bringing in as well, too. They're the large NP style batteries, you know, like you typically find like in an old camcorder. See if I can pull one of these out and show you that style of battery like that. So I've got lots of those. There's no reason why I should ever die with battery power. And then everything I have in these things here are rechargeable double A's as well too. And I'm going to bring about 16 of those with me. And I have a fast charger system too that will charge all that stuff. So yeah, we're going to be good for microphones. Let's continue down. That was a very long explanation of microphones. Let me see here. So everyone's saying everything sounds good. We haven't lost our video again yet. Let me see here. Got a lot of people in the chat. This is great. Many Major. Let me see. Brian Cote, good stuff. Taz Max. Security is going to love you at the airport. Hope the trip goes smooth. Yeah, I know. I'll be opening up my suitcases and have at it. You know, have a look at it. Nothing to hide, but a bunch of gear. That's for sure. Let me see here. Todd Icky, Soda Pop, Gary Holt from Slayer. Do I go to Summer NAMM also? The Brian Cote is asking. No, I don't go to Summer NAMM. To be honest with you, a lot of the companies that I follow and, you know, use gear of and things like that as well too, they don't do a lot at Summer NAMM, so it's really not conducive for me. And also too, you know, it's such a smaller event. I shouldn't say smaller, but Winter NAMM is where it's at for me. So that's going to be pretty much the one that we're going to target for the most part. Adam EVH says Eric is all set up, ready to rock. Yes, indeed. Leon Moen says, question, what are you looking forward to at the EVH stand, Eric? You know what? Right now, just about whatever they got, because all I know so far is strictly those specials that have been leaked. So I'm curious to see if they do anything with maybe the EL34 head. See if there's anything different with that. Obviously, they have the 100 watt, the 50 watt. Let me see if we see that maybe in a combo or something again too. And please trust me, if I say something here that ends up being real, it's not because I know it. I'm just speculating, just like you. You guys may know before I even do. So, but I think it'd be cool to see something in amps. I'd love to see what they have in American guitars. Anything they have, I'm looking forward to it. There was a few things that were accidentally leaked to the website. Like I think it was almost a year ago now, or at least it was earlier this year. I forget when it was. Maybe we'll see some of that stuff. I don't want to rehash what it was, but who knows? There could be some things. There's always new Stripe series coming, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that. It's going to be really cool. Richard Henry's here saying, hey, guys. Todd says, more thumbs, beeps. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Really do. FNF Gamer says, recently got a Marshall Code 100. I'm loving it. They're good amps, aren't they? Really, really good amplifiers. I was telling Nocturnal Butterfly I had a weird dream last night, and there was a Marshall, tiny Marshall in my dream, which was it was a very strange dream. So it's really funny that you mentioned the code. Let me see here. Richard Henry says, hope everyone's well. Eljon Go, there he goes. He says, Summer NAMM is great in my backyard, for sure. It's great for him. Totally awesome for him. And obviously being, Gibson and things like that as well, too, it makes complete sense. But for me, with EVH and things like that, too, I think the last Summer NAMM they did, I think they had a guitar and an amplifier. Fender doesn't really do too much there, at least in the EVH line at Summer NAMM, and Eljon would probably be the best one to know because he's been there multiple times. He might have seen some more things than what I know they had there. But along the EVH line, which I'm very partial to, there wasn't too much. That's why Winter NAMM is the big thing. But so what we're going to be focusing on for the most part, at least right now that we're locked in, I'm not going to go through in any particular order other than Gibson, obviously doing the Gibson event Wednesday night. But several key things we'll be doing that we're scheduled to shoot. We're going to be shooting at Wampler Pedals. We're going to be shooting over at Boss for sure. Our good friends at Boss, they provided some really cool goodies for our 12 Days of Rockmas. We're going to be shooting at MXR. Obviously, there's some EVH love there for sure. We're talking about what's coming out for 2019 from MXR. We are also shooting at, who else are we at? Strymon, of course. Strymon, they just brought out a really cool pedal the other day and kind of a tape delay and really, really awesome. Volante, is that what it is? I forget the name of it, but we'll be shooting there. We'll probably be adding more as well, too, but those ones are ink down, scheduled appointments locked in right now. As Eljon knows, obviously, Kramer, we're working on nailing out that time. Eljon and I will be putting together a date as of early next week. We'll be hammering out a time for us to capture all the stuff at Kramer, and I am so excited about that to see what's coming. He's been putting out teasers out there on social media, and the team has been putting out teasers, different colors, different models, all this kind of cool stuff, and really not showing much, which is nice. It's really increasing the anticipation factor for what's coming from Kramer, so we'll be doing that. I'm going to be stopping by Nags Guitars, filming there for sure, meeting Peter Wolf, a friend of mine on Facebook, and a great guy. Looking forward to meeting him and filming. We'll be at the PRS booth for sure. Who else are we at? Let me see if I can pull up some notes here. Give me 1 second here. 1 sec. Actually, I have Word closed at the moment. See if I can open this up. Just bear with me. I have everything written down. Obviously going to be meeting up with Jim Reed from Stewart Travel Guitars, Stewart Guitar Company. Let's have a look. Who else are we seeing that we're at least locked in for right now? Bear with me here. Line 6. How could I forget Line 6? Line 6 is going to be probably 60-70% of my time at Anaheim for sure. Obviously Kramer, Gibson, as I mentioned. We mentioned Boss. We mentioned Wampler. Adam Reaver from EVH Tuna, and obviously Futone. He is there this year, official with a booth. So obviously, whether he was there or not with a booth, we'll be hooking up with him, meeting him. I've met him in person before. Obviously, we've been friends for years, and so I've met him before. But it's gonna be nice for Eric Jr. For sure as well. Let me see here. We mentioned MXR. Eastwood Guitars, and there's a bunch more as well too. Eastwood we've developed a relationship with. Lizard Spit, we'll be seeing them, and there's probably close to a dozen more as well too. So I won't go into all of them, it'll probably get boring. But one of the things I'm going to see, actually this is a cool thing, is Wednesday night. So Wednesday night after the Gibson event, I can't guarantee what time this is going to be, but towards the 9 o'clock Pacific time, which is obviously once we're in that mindset, I'm usually talking 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're talking 9 p.m. Pacific, which is going to be 12 o'clock for us people back home here. We're going to do a live stream from the hotel, Eric and I, and Jay Parmer. As you know, Jay Parmer, he's one of in our circle of friends here on YouTube, a fantastic guitar player. He is performing at NAMM all over for a bunch of different people, Iconic Guitars and I think Blug and things like that as well too. He's going to come over to our hotel and pop on a live stream, so that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to having him. First of all, seeing him again. It's been a couple of years since I've seen him in person, and instead of being on a webcam coming from England, he's going to be in our hotel room, so that'll be a lot of fun. Let me see here. What else can I say here? Eljon says, I understand there will be some new Kramers at the Gibson room. Let me see here. Okay, and I'll say, all right. Let me see here. Denny says, I wonder if nearby people with the same wireless devices on the same channel could cause a problem. Very, very good question. I'm glad you mentioned that too, because with the Rode products, what they do is they're always scanning for additional frequencies. So if there's a better channel or if there's crosstalk where let's say I'm there and someone else from another group is there, and we're both on channel 2. What'll happen is they'll see that, the devices will see that, and either that person over there, their channel will switch to a competing channel, or a free channel, I mean, or mine will. So we won't have any crosstalk, and my audio won't be going to their system, and theirs won't be going to mine. So that's a very good question, though. I like that. Oh, okay, great. And Richard Henry says, still trying to get a contact for John Norm for you. Thank you. Yes, keep me posted on that for sure. I appreciate that. No new band videos yet. That's from Aljan. Let's continue down. Oh yeah, Gary Davlin, Yamaha. So when I say line 6, I should have actually said the Yamaha Guitar Group, because that encompasses all things line 6, the same parent company, obviously. So yeah, I'll be kind of stepping out of the line 6 booth, or room for that matter, and covering what they have in guitars as well too, because there's some fantastic products with their Pacifica guitars. They're silent guitars, as you might have seen from my friend Jason Sadites. He just received a shipment the other day, and actually hats off to Jason becoming an official Yamaha Guitars endorsed artist. They sent him a bunch of guitars, being a couple of those silent guitars, a nice double cutaway hollow body, semi-hollow, and a Pacifica as well too. So I'll be covering some things there as well too. So when I say line 6, I kind of mean line 6 Yamaha Guitar Group, and they have a special event Friday night as well too, which is going to be fantastic. Continue down for sure. So there you go, Gary. Yes, indeed, we will certainly be capturing everything Helix, line 6, and Yamaha. Mel O'Brien says, hey, Liam Moen, futon rules for sure. Just had some questions today on some old videos on YouTube, some of my old upgrade videos. People are saying, what did I do to upgrade these guitars and stuff like that. So it's nice to see people discovering my old videos and asking what I did with futon stuff. So always nice. And it makes you kind of look back at some of these old videos and like, oh my God, I can't believe I still have that video on the channel. It's so old. Yes. So here's a really, really cool thing. This is cool. Gary Holt says, then a weekend after NAMM with Gary Holt and Gary Kramer. So here's where this is going to get fun. So we're booked all week long. Like I said, Thursday is my only day right now that looks nice and available. I really wanted to take a time between Wednesday and Sunday, and Junior plays that game, Grand Theft Auto, all the time, right? And all the real life locations of Grand Theft Auto, some of them are within 30 minutes of where we're staying. And I really wanted to try and get to a couple of those locations so we can take some photos for Junior. But basically, okay, here I am in Grand Theft Auto, here I am in the real life. I don't even know if we're going to get to do that because we're that booked. But let's just take NAMM off the table now. So Sunday morning, I'm going to be heading back with Gary Kramer. Gary Kramer is going to be attending NAMM for a day or so, and heading back with him. And Junior and I are going to be heading back to him. This is thanks to Gary Holt for arranging this. We're going to be staying at his place for the next couple days after NAMM and shooting a real nice. It's going to be a lot of filming, which I assume will turn into a several-part mini documentary on, basically everything from, Gary founding Kramer Guitars to launching his own brand and everything in between, and just, what he's done since and what makes him tick. It's going to be a really, really cool, very intimate, interactive, and nice documentary, I guess, multi-part documentary, which is going to really give Kramer Corner, which is our third show on the channel here, the kick in the pants that it needs. Because I started that and it kind of launched a little slow, but I'm sure you can forgive me when I'm doing 4 shows. One of them has to suffer a little bit, and I think this is going to be the one that's going to really, really pick up strong in 2019. And I can't think of a better way than to send it full of adrenaline than speaking to the man himself. So between the coverage that we're going to get with Gibson, Kramer, Epiphone at NAMM, and then following that up with Gary Kramer himself, it's going to be fantastic. So it's going to be absolutely amazing. I know the boys excited about it, and like I said this many times, I don't know who's more excited, him or me. So I think we're both equally the same. I mean, we're half packed right now to go. So what does that tell you? 3/4 packed. We just got to pack our clothes. Gear is all packed, and I've already gone through to set up, tear down, a checklist, make sure I've got everything to bring there, and a checklist to make sure I'm bringing everything back. Todd says, don't forget sanitize your hands. Yes, Junior and I are going to be having a couple Purells on each side of our belts. We won't, even he suggested that, so we won't be forgetting that. Mississippi Treasure Hunter's here saying hello. Let me see here. David Ennis is here. How you doing, David? Kramer for sure. Yeah, Jeremy Dunn says Kramer. So what we're going to try to do as well too I was mentioning this on one of the Kramer groups on Facebook tonight. A couple of people I got to meet for the first time through these groups are really, really cool. They're talking about, I wish Kramer would have some new colors and some new models and stuff. I said, trust me, they're going to, and we're going to be covering it. So I posted on those groups too, saying, try to watch our channel. If you're new to our channel, haven't seen it before, or maybe you're here for the first time, or maybe you got a friend that might think our channel is pretty cool, because we talk about more than just EVH here, especially lately. We're talking about everything. Tell them to come on over and have a look and subscribe, because every single night from NAMM, and I'm not going to guarantee when it's going to be. I wish I could, but I just can't. We're going to go live every single night from our hotel. We'll have Wi-Fi there. We're not going to try to do it from the floor, because it's not very good at NAMM. The Wi-Fi is all over the place if you even get it. But we will be live every single night. Now, for a lot of my viewers, I shouldn't say a lot of them. I'm so used to being in the Eastern time zone. I'm going to be in the Pacific time zone, which is 3 hours later than I normally broadcast. So it's going to be late for some people, and it'll be awesome for other people. But watch our channel every night. We'll do a day's recap, what we saw, some of the things that we thought were takeaways. Some videos I will do my best to have edited and produced and up from NAMM. All of them, and absolutely not. It will not happen, because number one, my laptop, the processor in this thing, it's a fairly new laptop, but it's not geared for video editing. And I remember last time I was there, it took like 8 hours to render a video. My EVH video, I think it was quite some time. So we'll pick and choose what we can get done, and then the rest will be done when we get back from California, and there'll be several days of videos to follow up with that. But we will certainly be live every night, and I'm sure we'll bring some people over to the hotel from time to time as well too, and bring some guests over like we're doing with Jay Palmer Wednesday night, and we'll talk about what NAMM, how NAMM's working out for them, what they saw, their highlights and favorite things, and all that kind of stuff. Let me see here. Let's continue down. Let's continue down for a second. Randall Fisher is here saying hello, Miss Sandra. Nocturnal Butterfly says, that's right, I see you lurkers. Come say hello. Let me see here. Mississippi Treasure Hunter. Where's Junior? Junior's probably watching upstairs right now. He was playing bass a little while ago out in the couch. It's really funny with this kid. This kid is so smart. He's using one of our microstack amplifiers, a little 5150 microstacks, and the battery is almost dead on both of them. 9-volt battery, so it's like just ready to die. So it's like fuzzing right out. He's playing bass through a microstack. I'm like, Eric, please don't play these things loud, because they're not meant for a bass guitar. He's out there just rocking this microstack and all fuzzed out with his flea bass, and it sounded pretty darn awesome. So he's probably watching right now. Mississippi says, Chris says, I want a Michael Anthony autograph, Eric. Hook me up at NAMM. That's definitely on my agenda as well too for Saturday. To finally meet Michael Anthony. It'd be really, really cool. Actually, I shouldn't say finally. I've met him before. It's been many, many years. I met the entire band a few times, actually, in 1998. Okay, yeah, and he's gaming, I guess. I just got a text message from Sandra. She says he's gaming right now, so that's cool. I just, right underneath, gaming his brains out. See, I just have to read down below a little bit, and I would have answers to my own questions. Fender Guru is here saying, awesome, Jeremy Dunn, so excited to see the NAMM coverage. And I promise you that as I talked with Sandra Lee here earlier tonight, this is something we want to basically put all of you guys and girls in our overhead bag, if we can fit you in there, and bring you to NAMM. That's kind of what we're trying to do. It kind of sounds silly, but that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring all of you with us to NAMM, and we'll keep you posted all day long. We want you to feel like you're part of this, because number one, you are part of this. You make this channel what it is today, and I'd be talking to a microphone and a blank screen if it wasn't for the cool, awesome people that take your very, very valuable time. I'm sure there's things you could be doing right now that are more important than spending time with me, but you do it, and I appreciate that. So I want to kind of thank you by giving you the content, because some of you just can't be there. Some of you have work schedules. Some of you just can't be at NAMM. I want to feel like you're there with us, and I will certainly share it with all of you. Let me see, where did I leave off at? So that was Jeremy. Can't wait from Fender Guru. He says, thumbs up as requested, Soda. Thank you, I appreciate that. Bane Rocks, there he goes. Oh, he's not gaming now. And he says, I really like the sound of the microstack on low battery. It's almost like the Eddie Van Halen Variac, right? You're starving the amplifier of power. That's what Junior's doing. He's just letting the battery die down to the last volt. There's probably about 0.5 volts in a 9-volt battery that he was using, just enough to turn on the LED, and that's about it. So nice to have him. I'm so excited for him, to be honest with you. As much as this is going to be cool, we have an agenda to do, and we have a job to do, like a physical job. but it's one of the jobs that you just absolutely love to have. I'm really excited for him. I could not think of a cooler person to be with for 7 days, 6 days, whatever it's going to be, than my son. He's awesome. He knows more gear than I think I do. It's just awesome. So I'm really excited for Eric Jr. Bane Rocks. And there's a lot of celebrities he wants to meet that are big YouTubers that will be there as well too. So if he get a chance to meet some of those guys, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be like the proudest and happiest dad in the entire world, seeing him get to take all this stuff in. So we've got the matching shirts, we've got all the good stuff. We're certainly giving our 100% effort on this to be a credible contribution to the content that comes out of NAMM, for sure, and have some fun at the same time as well too, right? It's a little vacation for us. Little man's in the house. Mississippi Treasure Hunter says, seriously, I will pay you on the spot if you can do that, brother. I do not want to take any money. We'll talk, and I'll see if I can make that happen. I'll do my very, very best. Mel Bryan says, feed Jake, he's been a good dog, my best friend right through all of If I Die Before I Wake. Feed Jake, Pirates of the Mississippi. I'm a dog person, so I do this song. Okay. Brian Cote says, I'll be watching all your NAMM coverage. I was planning to go to NAMM, but I'm producing a bunch of live streaming events at work that week. Okay. Very cool. So yeah, we'll be live every night doing recaps, and I'll do my very best to get some of the videos edited and produced. It's probably going to be very, very few and far between. Maybe we can sneak out the Kramer one. Maybe we can sneak out an EVH one. We'll see what happens. Let me see here. I'll try to remote view it. Mel says, can't go to NAMM, but I'll try to remote view it. No problem. And Richard Henry says, absolute non-NAMM question. EVH Stealth head and EL34 head, same prices or much different sound-wise? Yeah, I would go with the EL34. I personally, and this is not saying that that I don't like the Stealth. If I only had the Stealth in the EVH line, I would say this is awesome. But because they've given us options in the EVH line for amplifiers, the original, the first gen, which a lot of you guys have seen me play, the white 100 watt, that's what I call the first gen 5153. That is kind of still my favorite of the line. But if I had to choose between that, the Stealth, and the EL34, I would overall, money wise off the table, I would go EL34, especially over the Stealth. I found the Stealth can be a little bit fizzy. Eddie's liked it multiple times in his path of amplifier, so obviously there's something good about it. If Eddie likes it, I would take the EL34 over the Stealth in a heartbeat. So here again too, though, it's just opinion. My opinion means nothing compared to what your ears desire. You know what I'm saying? But if that helps you a little bit, there's my opinion. I would go EL34. You got it, buddy. Bane Rock says, thanks, Dad. You have it, my friend. I'm really looking forward to this. And you know what's really so cool? It's like 9 times out of 10, even before I went live tonight, he pokes his head in here. Okay, I'm all done playing bass. I'm really excited for NAMM. I'm really excited for NAMM. And that just makes me more excited. And we are very, very prepared for this as well, too. Some of you follow me on Facebook on my personal page. Like we've got so much stuff done in advance for NAMM. Instead of getting there and scrambling, we can get there and breathe and enjoy and absorb some of the fun things of NAMM without having to scramble. And that's going to help us a lot as well, too. There's still going to be some scramble moments. And, when we're booked, some of these places that we're booked, let's say, at 1 o'clock with one company and 2 o'clock for another. And even though it's only going to be a 10 to a 15 to a 20-minute video shoot, at worst case scenario, once that camera stops rolling, you're talking to your buddies and stuff like that, and then you have to book it sometimes between floors. And NAMM itself, for those of you that have not been there, is almost like a small Canadian city indoors. It's that big. And so we're going to be running from booth to booth to booth. Even though we're organized and structured, they're still running. And I told Junior, be prepared to be walking 50 miles, by the time this is all done. Mississippi says, you're awesome. Thank you. There he says, Max Carton Guitars has been doing a lot of HX Stomp videos lately. It would be awesome if you checked them out, Eric. For sure. I will definitely check that out. And as soon as I get off the stream, I will open up your channel and I'll have it right in front of me, and I will check that out this evening for sure. I'm very excited to see them. Love Stomp. As a matter of fact, speaking of Stomp, I have a device that was just sent to me the other day from Mission Engineering. It's a double switch for Stomp, allowing you to use different tip ring sleeve configurations, so you can do tap tempo with Stomp and all kinds of cool stuff like that. I haven't had a chance to even hook it up to the Stomp yet, but I'm going to be doing that very, very soon. Mission Engineering TT2. So that's pretty cool. That's going to be, I'll be just figuring all that stuff out. I just have not had time to actually do any gear reviews or demos whatsoever. But Max Carton, you have my word. I'll check that out. I'm looking forward to it. Awesome. Continue down. Mel Bryant says, got a fly 3 set for Christmas. Sounds good. And stereo with my laptop. EL34s are less fizzy than EL84s. Yeah, there you go. So good point as well. David Ennis, Eric, doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you? I'm doing very, very well. So far, so good. Junior and I have been taking our herbal things that we do here. It's certainly not one of these, tree hugger people. But and I know Nocturnal Butterfly is going to laugh at me for saying that, but thank God for Nocturnal Butterfly for turning us on to, holistic type of things. I still eat a lot of junk food. Don't get me wrong. But we're taking a lot of things to prepare. Where a lot of people go wrong is they take things when they start to get sick. If you take things before you get sick, it prevents it. And so we've been doing a lot of that stuff. And I'm getting some nice words texted me about Max's stuff, which is awesome. So Max, you're getting some good reviews from Sandra Lee here. So I'm just gonna say, okay, awesome, and I can't wait to check it out. Very, very good. So I think I've found a new source of great YouTube material, Max. I'm looking up some cool stuff, and let me see here. That's something I want to do sometime in the near future too. I want to do some recommend some people that I really like on YouTube. To some people that are doing some things that should have way more subscribers than they do. And there's a couple channels. We'll talk about them soon. Not tonight, but we'll talk about them soon. Some people I just absolutely love on YouTube, and try to send some love their way as well too. Solo's Revenge. Amp question. Marshall MG30 GFX 30 watt versus Boss Katana 50. Which do you think is better? Okay, I'm gonna go right on the record by saying, and here again, I'm not sponsored or endorsed by Boss. Now, Boss has been favorable to us and given us some things in the past. They did give us a Katana 50 for the 12 Days of Rockmas, and Rob Grodin was the winner of that. But we own a Katana 50 here as well too. Love it to death. It's Junior's. It's upstairs in his room right now. I would, if it was Marshall, I like the codes. I think those are pretty cool, and I love Marshall's tube amplifiers. But when you're speaking these two amplifiers side to side, I would go with the Katana and a heartbeat. They're just fantastic. They keep bringing out new software all the time. They just brought out version 3 software on December 21st, 22nd, something like that, right around my birthday. And so, I'm going to say roughly 6 months or so, they've been bringing out new software and firmware. So I don't know what Marshall does, if they can even do that. I'm sure they could on the code on that MG unit. I'm not sure if they do that, if there's firmware updates, but my blessing would be towards a Katana for sure. Nocturnal says, so much work, it just makes me tired thinking about it. Todd says, David Ennis, you've been playing a lot of guitar lately. The Boss is a good amp from Mel O'Brien. Randall Fisher says, yeah, 4 floors, exactly. It's a lot of climbing stairs and things like that. This time around, we're going to be smart. I'll show you. Let me see if I can show you this. One sec. This time I'm smart. With my tripod system, I'm bringing a dolly. So this is going to be nice. We got bang, bang, bang. Now we have a dolly. So show that back there. So I may have to carry it up an escalator, but I'll be rolling it on the floor for the rest of the trip, as opposed last time. My whole rig is probably somewhere around, I'm going to say around 45 pounds. Maybe, yeah, that's probably realistic, about 45 pounds. That doesn't seem like a lot. But at the end of the day, it is a lot, and I'm carrying it a lot of time up the escalator. So at the end of NAMM 2017, my arms were like this. It was awesome. Well, one arm was, and I kind of looked like Popeye for a little bit. So now this time I'll be rolling the stuff. So it's gonna save a lot of body harm to me for sure. Any resolutions for the new year? Actually, let's scroll back up just a little bit. Hang on a second. Let's have a look. I went too far. Yeah, the 4 floors. David Ennis, I'm not too lazy for. FNF Gamer says, a week ago I recorded a 316 cover with no backing track at all, but I got claimed by Warner. Indeed, yeah. That's what happens. It's whether you're using backing tracks or not, it's unfortunate. It's an algorithm. As soon as someone releases an album, that digital publisher will send that information to YouTube, and it's stored like in a library, a physical audio library. And what will happen is, if there's anything that comes close to it, it sends software to the digital publisher. The digital publisher will say, hey, that sounds like ours. they'll claim it. And you can't blame them. It's the nature of today's thing. You know, the people aren't buying records. The labels have to make money somewhere. And 99.9% of the time when that kind of stuff happens, the artist doesn't even know about it. It's just like, you know, like look at that big scandal that was happening with Metallica, and bands were covering their music, and the lawyers were sending them cease and desist and lawsuits and all that kind of stuff. And it actually happened to a local band here in Canada, just down the road in London, Ontario. And Metallica wasn't even aware of it until they found out, and they actually felt bad about it. And Metallica gave them their blessing. Go ahead and do your thing. It's legal stuff. It always happens, and a lot of times, like I say, the artist doesn't even know about it. So I do apologize if any of gamers said that's happened to you. It's happened to me a few times in the past with different things as well too. But fortunately now it's worked itself out. And Mississippi Treasure Hunter says your set looks different. Yes, it's all it is really is I'm just coming to you with a different camera angle. Normally I'm over here like this, but I'm using my laptop, which is to my extreme right. The webcam is just off a little bit more central, and so it is a completely different setup. And it's going to look way different in California because we're going to be in a hotel room. The lighting is not going to be, you know, fancy like I have here and things like that too. So yeah, it is different. Nocturnal says my oldest and I will be laying around watching movies and eating. Max Carton says, thanks, Eric and Nocturnal. Really excited about that foot switch. Need to get that one too. And Gary says, any resolutions for the new year? Not really. I don't necessarily believe in that in New Year's resolutions because they, you know, we all tend to like, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. A lot of times we don't follow through with them. But I know one thing I will be doing. I can safely say this. I'm going to be playing a lot more guitar. I really, really am. I started to play a lot more guitar last year, and you know, I'm getting happier with some of the things I'm hearing sometimes, and hey, sometimes I'm not. There's a lot of times. But if you go back and watch a lot of my old videos, you'll hear me say things like, I have more bad days than good days. I've said that a lot. So if we're going to go with a New Year's resolution, okay, and I'll say this, I'm going to promise myself I'm going to have less bad days than good days. And we do need a few of those bad days in life just to, when we do have a good day, to really appreciate them. So if I'm going to make a New Year's resolution, I'm going to play more guitar this year than I did it last year, which was a lot. And I'm going to have less bad days than good days. So there you go. And good question, Gary. That was a good one. Bobby Clipper is here. Let me see. Sonia's here as well, too. And that's another thing, too. We're starting off a new year. I just realized Sonia is one of our moderators. We have some really, really cool moderators here in the chat, and I want to thank, not necessarily just in the chat tonight, but I mean cool moderators, period. And you guys and girls really, really helped this channel tremendously. Made a great year for us in 2018, and I'm looking forward to a really awesome, successful year on the channel in 2019. But I'm just one person here, and it's a team. It's a team here. Moderators are part of the team. They're second. Actually, they should come before me, really, because they keep everything running smooth in the chat, from Nocturnal Butterfly down to everyone else as well too. And then comes all you guys and girls too that are just viewers and participants of the live chat. It's really, really helped and make this thing a success. So thank you. But I wanted to acknowledge the moderators. You guys and girls are awesome, and really, I'd be lost without you. Miller Bryan says, I take magnesium and sodium bicarbonate, regular and liver salts, and I haven't had a cold or flu since 2003, and some THC. There you go. That can always help. We're on, let me think of it for a second. Why did I forget the name? Syrup, elderberry syrup. We take that stuff religiously, a couple tablespoons of that stuff. It was horrible at first. I could not stomach this stuff to save my life. Now I can chug it, no problem. 2 tablespoons of this elderberry syrup. And what I like to do with it, it's very, very thick. I put 2 tablespoons in a coffee mug, and then I run just a tiny bit of scalding hot water, so it really dilutes it. And then I fill the rest of the cup with cold water. So by the time you drink it, it's quite cool. And I can chug that stuff, no problem. Junior drinks it with a straw. I'm not sure why it's easier with a straw, but that helps us fight off that cold that could come on. So we're stocking up on that stuff pre-NAMM as well too. And then always have some things on hand like echinacea or maybe even some elderberry tablets or something too. I don't want to be traveling with that stuff across the border. It's totally legal, but the more that people question it at the border, the less you have for people to question stuff. I'll just pick some stuff up in the States. In 1 second, just getting a message here as well too. Okay, 1 second. Let's continue down. Let me see, Mel Bryan. So yeah, thank you for the magnesium tip for sure. Let's continue. Max Carton, I have the Katana Mini. I love it. Sounds amazing for what it costs. Yeah, and I think they did something like a limited edition red one. Wasn't that correct? There's a red one. That looks really, really cool as well, too. Yeah, those things are kind of a cool sounding amplifier for sure. Hey, there, speaking of moderator, there's Terry. I hope you're doing well. Terry says, hello all, while having a cherry pie going in the oven and migraines from the missing filling. Oh, yeah. Yes, and let me see. I scrolled too fast. So hopefully I can find where I left off there. Oh, there you go. Yes, for sure. Leon Mohan says, Yamaha THR 10X. Your opinion, Eric? I've never played one, but I will be playing one at NAMM for sure. Obviously, checking out Yamaha Guitar Group. But I'll tell you, if there's ever a spokesperson for that amplifier, a person that plays that amplifier and is honestly would make anyone buy one of those amplifiers, is Cameron Cooper over in the UK there. A friend of mine. He's been on the channel here before as well, too. Phenomenal guitar player, and he makes that thing sing. So hands down, would I recommend that amplifier? Heck yes, I would. I would totally recommend that amplifier. So let's continue on. So that's the Yamaha THR. Yeah. Soul's Revenge says, thanks, Eric. Your opinion means a lot and it helps me make good decisions. Thank you. And always remember, too, opinions. You know what they say about opinions, right? I won't go into the full term, but hey, it's an opinion. So no problem. Hope it works. Todd says, Count Chocula. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you know what, Gary? He says, I'm trying to locate another tripod. I was going to travel light. Like, I've got pro video gear here, and it's very heavy video-based tripods. Gary, don't worry about it. I'm good now. I brought an additional tripod. I've got everything ready to go. I was going to try to save, like, maybe 10 pounds of weight for the flight, and we're way overbooked right now for weight and stuff like that as it is. But I just can't travel light because the NAMM stuff is going to be one thing to shoot, but the documentary at Gary Kramer's place, I need full-blown gear, and I just can't travel. And I guess I could always rent some stuff while I'm there, but I don't know what's in the area, so I'm just traveling with my full rig. So, Gary, don't worry about it. I am 100% good on that, ready to go on my second tripod. Frenchie says, new subscriber, love what you're doing and love hearing more about the Helix, what the Helix are. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you as a new subscriber. And there's going to be some really, really cool things coming Line 6-wise and Helix-wise from NAMM. We'll be doing some very, very special things there. And there's even potential that you may see a Helix Hour live broadcast from there as well, too. It might be a Helix 30 minutes, but we'll see. Okay, 1 second here. So thank you, French Fry 91, and I apologize if I said your name wrong. Nice to have you here for sure. Let me see. Continue on. So this is nice. Other than my webcam freezing one time earlier tonight, I think everything's working good, but that was my own fault because I was running into a hub. Okay, we got that. Let's continue on. Less amps, more Helix. I know. I've been playing so much. I have to say, I'm going to be honest, 100% honest. I've been playing more guitar because of Helix. It's just one of those things. I walk in here. I know you can't see it right now with my camera angles I have set up, but I have my Helix rack is the main Helix system I use. And I have the Helix, sorry, it's not the Helix, the Line 6 Relay G10 wireless, one of these guys. Can I show it that way? Yeah, I guess you can see the logo. And I have that plugged into the Helix rack back there. So I walk in here, all I do is plug in that little bug into my guitar, and I'm ready to rock and roll every single day. I've got my Helix controller down below underneath the desk here, and it's so inviting to play guitar. So good comment on that one, Terry. For sure. I'd love to hook up with you sometime, Terry. Sometime we get together and do something. I know you and we're in Canada, but we're far ways apart. But if we ever get to do some kind of a convention or something, I'd love for you to try one of the Helixes. You'd love it for sure. And Sonia says, always great to make new friends. I agree with that for sure. Let me see. Continue down a little bit more. Hey, there you go. Terry says, buy some 6,000 luminescent light bulbs to use in your room to get better light, Eric. You're talking about for NAMM? For sure, I could. Here, I have everything daylight. I've got so many LED lights here that I could light this place up. You could see it from space. But I won't be bringing that stuff with me to NAMM. And honestly, I'm not looking for a pro set when we're in the hotel room. It's just going to be a recap thing for sure. So I'm not too worried about the lighting. We'll have just incandescent type bulbs, whatever. We'll be fine. And the French Fry says this is a nice tip for sure. A nice comment. It says, nice to have friendly people in here with helpful tips instead of insults. Hard to find nowadays. That's one of the things I really enjoyed about. I don't mean to keep praising the Line 6 community, but I'm going to praise the Line 6 community because I joined some of these forums and groups and things like that. And 99.9, there's always a 0.1%, but there's 99.9% of the time, it's people can ask questions. They don't feel like they're going to get scrutinized for asking a question. Like, you know, in some of the other groups and some of the other guitar groups, they'll be like, well, can I put this pickup in if I want to play like Van Halen? And then they'll attack you because Eddie didn't use that. But that wasn't the question. Can I use this pickup if I want to play like Eddie Van Halen? So that's what I really like about forums, where you can be invited to ask questions and not feel, you know, like ashamed. So I agree with you 100% on that one. Thank you for saying that as well. French fry. Let's continue on a little bit. Sean, close my New Year's resolutions, watch more of this channel and Eric's guitar skills. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very, very nice of you, Sean. And I promise I will be doing some more playing before NAMM. I'm not hooked up with my laptop tonight to run an interface in here. So I won't be doing any, obviously, tonight. I did have a guitar in my hands at the beginning of the broadcast, but I was not plugged in. There's no way you could have heard me anyways. But I promise you, I'll be doing a lot more playing this year before NAMM. And yeah, so that's a great resolution, and I'll be happy to have you tuning in more for sure. There you go. Gary Holt says, my last year, my resolution was not to do another resolution, so I think I stuck to it. Very good one. Very good. And a lot of people are echoing what French Fry says. Mel O'Brien says, you got that right. So really nice. Really nice. I do find that our circle of people here that watch the show and participate in the chat are really, really good people. We do feel like family, and like any family, you know, like literally any family, there's always dysfunction in any family. But if there's ever any issues or any kind of crazy trouble, we always work it out. We hug it out in the chat, and we don't even really have to do that. It's just a nice, well-oiled machine, and I'm really happy to have you guys and girls part of it. And that's cool. Metal Stage Cinder says, these shows give me a break from schoolwork, and that's very, very cool. And you need that release, right? And it's Saturday night. There's probably not a lot going on, right? I really don't know what's going on the internet on Saturday nights. I just don't. So if it's filling a little void for you and getting you through the evening, then awesome. Hey, Ben Coombs is here. Very cool. Drama-free zone, no henpicking allowed. That's right. And that's one thing I really give props to Sandra Lee, Nocturnal Butterfly. She runs a ship tighter than... I can't even give you an analogy, so I'm not gonna give you an example because I can't give you one. But she runs a very tight ship here and doesn't allow any of that kind of stuff to go. Usually people get a free pass one time here in the chat if they're they're not mature or worse than less than mature. But so it's been really good. She doesn't have to do too much because it's and you guys and girls take care of a lot in the chat as well too. Let's continue down this. So we got some cherry pie. People are having Terry's. I think Terry's got the cherry pie in the oven. I think that was. Eamon Wyse is here saying, hey, all. Nice to see you, buddy. And Eamon, for sure, I know you're going to be in Los Angeles. I know you're not attending NAMM, but I will give you after the, if I remember tonight, I'll send you a message on Facebook and give you my cell number. Text me, and you're more than welcome to come over to the hotel, jump on a live stream with us as well, too. And, we are like literally, I could throw a baseball to NAMM where we're staying at. I won't say where we're staying at, but we're literally, I can, shout out the window and say I'm coming for my registration. We're that close. So that's pretty awesome. I'll have you come over to the hotel. It'll be good to meet you in person. We'll take some photos, do some video, maybe have you as a guest on the live show. That'd be fun. Be really cool. Elderberry, that's Mel O'Brien, so try that for sure. It's in a syrup form. It's probably the best to do it in syrup where it's not diluted. It's full strength, or whatever, concentrated, whatever they call it. Let's continue on the chat. We got a lot of people here. This is awesome. Am I missing anybody? I hope I haven't. If I've missed anybody's names, please forgive me. I do apologize. Rob Ross is here saying, what's up? And let me see here. Holy cow, I scrolled way too fast again. I am the worst at the chat. I really, really am the worst at the chat. Let's go back just a little bit more. Bear with me here. Man, that's bad. I missed a lot. Okay, I think I'm back to normal. Okay, here we go. Metal Stage, Randall Fisher, Mel O'Brien, Eamon Wyse. Yeah, there's a red Katana Mini now. They're so good. I thought so. I know I saw it on Facebook or somewhere. I wasn't sure where I saw it. So that's cool. Play a tune, Eric Todd, aka Soda Pop. I'm not hooked up to play any songs right now. I mean, I could probably run my Helix through the speakers here, and you might get some bleed back. That might work. Let me see. We could always try that for fun. Let's see what we can do here. Let's plug into it. Let's plug into something. You might hear something. You may or may not. Let's find out. So if you hear anything, you're going to be hearing it coming just through the speakers, through the microphone. So it's going to be like kind of like in the room kind of sound. And it's going to be coming through my my Persona's monitors. Let's just see what happens. I can't even guarantee this is going to work, because this is at NAMM. I'm not even bringing a guitar to NAMM, believe it or not. I'm not bringing a guitar because I'm going to have no time to play. It's going to be all work. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we'll try this. Helix rack. I'm not sure if you can hear that. Give me a hello in the chat, or a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear this. Let's go down to the bottom. You can tell me if you can hear that. I'm going to go backwards in a moment as well too, and read some of the comments. But let me know if you can hear this. And yeah, Todd, I'm always behind in the chat. Can you hear that? Okay, so let's just pick it up to the microphone. We'll try some clean. Nice. I'm glad whoever that was asked me to play. This is kind of cool. You know what I should do? Since I'm playing a Line 6 Variax, I should grab my Variax cable so that I can do some crazy stuff. Let's do that for fun. Oh, you know what? You're not going to really hear it too much. I was going to say, I'm not running through the direct thing. I could actually down-tune this thing to like a sitar and all kinds of crazy stuff. But Max Carton says you've been practicing, man. Thank you. Let's go back to some dirty for a minute. Where are we at? Let's go here. Actually, you know what? Let's stay on that clean one, and let's throw on some really neat delays. Let's try this for a minute. Cool. All right, let's try some more distortion. Okay, there we go. That's probably all my playing. Let's go back and catch up. I was not planning on doing any guitar playing. Max Carton so says, yeah, you've been practicing. What rig is that nice looking, Eric? If you're talking about, I'm lost. I'm totally lost, Chris. If you're talking about the guitar, I'm playing the Line 6 Variax JTV 89F. See, I'm not a clean guy. I'm a real dirty guy. Damn, it's a little, I love doing that. I messed it up. I am a dirty guy, Brad Miller. That looks like a lifesaver flavored Cheeto. Let me see here. Rick Hyatt, talk microamps, maybe 5 watt that will push a 412. Okay, that's a good one. Are you talking tube amps? Because I would really recommend one of the EVH lunch boxes. Now they are a 15 watt amplifier, but you drop those down to like what, 4 watts when you drop it down to a quarter power. And they will push a 412, no problem. No problem at all. Let me see here. What else we got? So that's what I'd recommend on a micro. There's some really cool things too that just came out from Orange. I forget what it's called, but it's really, really cool. Actually, another company I'm going to be meeting with as well too. I forgot to say I have an appointment. We're just scheduling it on Thursday. I'm going to be meeting with Danny Gomez, who's been a guest on the show here as well too. There's some cool stuff that Orange just brought out, so amps to drive stuff with pedals and power with cabinets and stuff like that as well too. So Orange might be another recommendation. What else we got here? Let's go back a little bit. Denny Allen is here. Did I miss any? I like shiny guitars, he says. And Mel O'Brien says, good playing. I appreciate that. Gary Kramer is in for a treat watching Eric play. That's what Bobby Clipper says. Thank you. I appreciate that greatly. I'm going to be nervous playing in front of Gary Kramer for sure. I really am. I really am. It's going to be cool. It's going to be really, really cool. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. Literally had zero planning ideas to plan to play guitar tonight. Mississippi says, yeah, the Git fiddle, didn't recognize it. Must be the angle. Sounded good as usual. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's a little scale thing I've been doing for years. It's kind of an extended 3-note per scale, kind of a blues type thing, but it's a really good workout. I love playing that one. Messed it up already. You get it going faster. It's kind of neat. Thank you. It's cool. Yeah, the Variax is really, what I like about this is I don't play 10 gauge guitar strings. I never do. This is 10s. It's also tuned to standard pitch, which I never play in. So when I got this guitar, I thought, okay, what am I going to do? I don't play 10s. It came that way, but I want to keep it 10s for several reasons. Because it's a Variax, it's basically a computerized guitar. I believe in theory that the thicker the strings will help the tracking, like the computer technology, track better, because there's little piezo, tomato, in the Floyd Rose here, which gives you the acoustic sounds and all the simulated, computer sounds. And in theory, I think the thicker strings help that. So I've kept it with 10 gauge strings. And I also keep it at standard pitch because the computer will allow me to change it. You know what I'll do? Just for shits and giggles, I will grab the Variax cable and let's try it for a second just to see. I apologize for the noise. And it might sound weird because you're probably going to hear some normal pitch, and you're going to hear through the microphone, and you may hear the Variax coming through the back. So let me grab the Variax cable. One sec. And for those of you that don't know, the Variax cable, all it is like a network cable. It looks like a mic cable, but it's got a network, like a Cat 5, Cat 6 network cable in it, all right? And then it plugs into the guitar. Like you have a regular 1/4 inch, and then you have the Variax input. Now, I could do all the Variax stuff if I had a battery in my guitar. I do have a battery in here, but it's dead, I think. Okay, one of those batteries at the back. So the line 6 cable will actually power that up. So let's try that for a second. We'll get that powered up. Okay, so that should allow me to do everything crazy as far as the tuning. And okay, I'll put when's it comment here? All right, so let's see what we got with the Variax. So I have a Van Halen preset that I've made here on my Helix. So if I step on this right now, let's see if this works. Oh, it does work. Okay. So here's standard. I'm gonna hit an A chord in standard tuning, and I'm gonna hit my other patch over here. That's gonna tune it down to E flat. So ready? So there you go. I can tune the guitar whatever I want. I can go into a sitar. Let's try that for a second. Let's go into mode. Let's go clean for a second. 1 second. Bear with me here. Super clean. There's a sitar. I'm going to drop D. So that's one of the things that Variax can do. Let's go back into dirty here again. Turn this off. Go back here, and let's get into a dirty patch. And did I think I actually saw? 1 second. I have to actually interrupt myself because I think I saw Gary Kramer is actually here. Okay, great, wonderful. Gary Holt says you're playing in front of him now. Okay, hello, Gary Kramer. We'll be seeing you very, very soon. And now I'm completely nervous to play, so I might need a sip here. Yeah, so I'm playing in front of Gary Kramer at the moment. I'm not a religious person, but okay, all right. So we'll now that the pressure is on. So that's what Gary Kramer does to you. He makes you very nervous. It's gonna be a pleasure to meet you in about 2 weeks, Gary. I'm looking forward to it, and I will practice and I'll practice and practice before I get there. But you know what? We're not gonna be playing guitar. We're gonna be hanging out, talking about your legacy, and I'm really excited and honored to be an invitee. Is that the word? To be invited along with Eric to be there with you. So Eric Jr., we're gonna have a blast. I'm nervous as heck, and I don't get nervous on the show hardly ever. So let's recompose myself. That was fun. Zach Thong is here saying, "Hey Eric, nice to see you, buddy." Terry says, "Just think you're playing in front of Gary Cosmo Kramer." Yeah, that's a great one. That's awesome. That's cool. So thank you, Gary, for tuning in tonight. I got the two Garys. I've got Gary in stereo tonight. Gary Holt and Gary Kramer. And now, you know what? I'm in a real guitar playing mood now. That's great. Let's continue. Let's go back a little bit. Let's jump back and see Brad Miller. Eric finally got to go direct to PA with HX Stomp. Sounded great. Still copying my 3 tones. That's not fun for sure. Mississippi Treasure Hunter says, sick. That's very cool. And I've been playing so much Helix. I just love this Helix. I wish I could bring the Stomp with me. I might do that. I might bring the Stomp with me when I go to Gary's place and plug into an amplifier. I've got all my Eddie tones and everything in my Stomp, so maybe I'll do that. Very, very cool. Let's continue down the chat here. This is great. Fanboy. And Kramer does rule. They certainly do. Let me grab my other guitar for a second. Let's mute this for a sec. Speaking of Kramer, I'm going to show you one that I've been playing a lot lately. Bear with me for a second. So this one, I'm going to go back to a regular wireless. So this is my vintage Pacer Deluxe. This one I love a lot. Whoops, you know what? Let's mute that for a second so you don't get that. This guitar gets played a lot here. This one's tuned down to E flat, and I do still have the Floyd floating on it. Now this is obviously under the Gibson Epiphone umbrella now, but it plays like a dream. A little bit of phaser on that. It's so weird after I'm playing a 10 gauge guitar string tuned to 440 and I'm playing 9 gauge to E flat, I feel like I'm playing dental floss. Okay, there's a question from Brad Miller. Wants to know, do you have your HX patches anywhere that can be downloaded? No, I don't at the moment, Brad. I don't have them available yet, but I'm going to be putting them up both on Custom Tone, and I'll be probably doing some things as well through my Patreon, and I'll be more than happy to help you out with a couple starter patches as well, too, for free. And oh boy, and Gary Kramer says I'll be playing at the museum, I guess. I didn't see that. Let's go backwards in the chat here for a second. So that's pretty awesome. Thanks, everyone. Amber Grace here. Nice to see you, Amber. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate that. And Amber, got some more Walking Dead videos coming out very soon. Get some. I know you're you came from The Walking Dead, and we're nice to have you stay here as a member of the channel. It's awesome. So very, very cool. So Gary says, yeah, he'll be playing at the museum. I'll look forward to it. I'll practice a little bit. I'll get my chops up so I don't feel so bad. It's gonna be an honor to play there. To be honest with you, playing at the at Gary's museum. I mean, there's been such a wealth of talent that's come through that place. Whew. That's hard to even fathom, but it's I'll do my best to make a contribution and just have some fun. There's no pressure, right? Yeah, Mississippi says I love this Kramer. Me too. Me too. Do I love this Kramer? I cannot wait to see what's coming at NAMM. Like I said, for those of you that are just joining in now that weren't at the very top of the program, I'm going to be doing a interview off the air. It's not going to be a recorded or a live broadcast with Eljon from Gibson Kramer Epiphone early next week. and he's going to divulge to me exactly everything that's coming, and then we will have it scheduled for the night of NAMM, because it can't be released ahead of time. You know, we don't do those kind of things. We don't leak stuff like that, but that will be an exclusive here on the channel. Read above. Let me see here. 1 second here. I gotta catch that. Okay, just 1 second. Let's say I lost it. Nocturnal's texting me as well too as we're going through the production. Sometimes I miss some things, and I may have missed something here. Brad Miller says, I'm sure it'd be great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, okay. I'll put okay, we're all good on that one. Let me see here. So easy to get lost. Japega2 says, I have a nice Kramer Farrington with the shark tooth inlays. I love it. Yeah, I love those for sure. Another one I've got here as well too. This one's Junior's guitar. I gave it to him. Is the this guy? Can I reach it? This is nice, like a Les Paul style. Can you see that? Try it. Where's the camera? Very, very nice. Love that guitar. But this thing just plays like a race machine. It's got coil taps for both pickups, split coil, whatever. 3-way. The only thing I don't like is the toggle switch. I always find, even like the old ones as well too, they're sharp. So you got to be careful. You could actually, oh, Women in Love. I can't play that one. That's from a request from Max. I don't know that song actually. I don't know Women in Love. Let me see. No, that's one I don't know. I'm so sorry on that one, Max. I wish I did. My days of, I don't know as much Van Halen as I used to, because years ago I used to play in the 5150 tribute band, and it was a lot of material, a lot of learning, but I've lost a lot of it as well. Metal Stage Sinner says, so Eric, you like the Helix? Yes. Yes, I like the Helix so much. I really, really do. It's got everything I could ever ask for. Let me see if I have any of the other presets I can show you here. You know what's actually really cool though too is, so I don't even use some of the pedals anymore, like the EVH wah. I don't use it anymore. I'm using all the wahs that are built into Helix, and I'm using a Mission Engineering expression pedals. And listen to the sound of the wah. Like, I know you're not going to get the fidelity here in a live broadcast where the sound is coming into a microphone, but listen to the wah. Now, that's not the sound coming from Mission. Mission is just the actual physical expression pedal controlling what I've chosen Helix, and I'm using which I think is either the Crybaby alternative in Helix, or I could be using the Vox V847 competitor, whatever it's called in here as well too, because I like both of those, and I find it gives me a great wah. And I've got it set where if I rock my wah all the way back, within like 3 seconds, not even like I think it's like 3 milliseconds, the wah will turn itself off. So it's very, very cool. There's no on or off switch. It's just when I take my foot off the wah and I don't engage it for a second, the wah has gone off. So pretty cool. Let's see, what else did I miss? So yeah, answer to your question there, Sinner. I love the Helix. What else? Okay, let's go backwards this way. Todd's taking off, and I'm going to wrap up right away as well too. Scott Russo just got here, everyone. I'm sure NAMM will be awesome. It is going to be awesome. Can't wait. And this was all this was tonight, was just to test production stuff for our live broadcast at the evening of NAMM. And so far, I see everything's looking pretty good, so I can't complain with that. Let me see. Actually fell off the guitar. Love it. Speaking of Kramer, that's my theme song to Kramer Corner, so you might recognize that. Kind of starts off like this. All right, that's enough guitar playing tonight. That's enough. That's too much. All right, let's go back from the bottom of the chat, and then we are going to wrap up. It is 8:05 here Eastern Standard Time. I think we've had some fun. We've proven that the laptop's going to work. Max Carton says, thanks so much, dudes. Hope to help you guys out. And I can't wait to check out your videos, man. I'm going to look at that right after the show here. Chris Bevan says, awesome. Had a Charvel San Dimas, pretty much the same after a setup and price. Yeah, for sure. It's very same idea. Dual pickup, same Strat style body, for sure. Of the Slick. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, Chris Bevan. Okay, there you go. Oh, thank you, Gary Holt. He says Kramer approves. Thank you very, very much. I cannot wait to see some of these beautiful guitars in the museum. I've seen some things thanks to you, Gary Holt. Little, sneak previews and stuff for the videos you've done around the museum there. I can't wait just to drool over these guitars. It's going to be great. Mississippi says, thanks, Eric. That was fun. Thank you as well. It was fun having you guys here, and girls too. Let me see here. Let's go back just a little bit more. Yeah, that's awesome. My whole evening is made. It really is. It really is. That's great. I can't wait. So we're only just a couple weeks away Just again, to recap, we'll be arriving on the 23rd of January in Anaheim. We'll get there pretty early. I think we arrive somewhere around 1 o'clock Pacific, and then over to the hotel, and then decompress a little bit. We'll probably do a quick live broadcast so everybody know that we're there. Then the Gibson VIP event is 5:30. No, it's 5:30 to 7 or something like that. So we're pretty much hitting the ground running as soon as we get there. Thursday is starting to fill in. Friday and Saturday are crazy booked. And then Sunday, we'll be heading back with Gary Kramer. So it's gonna be a fun, action-packed week, and I can't wait to share it all with you for sure. We're bringing all of you in our overhead luggage. If that makes any sense, we're gonna share the whole trip with you guys and girls for sure. All right, so how about we call it a night? Let's do that. You guys can go. I'm sure you can go find something better on TV if you've got TV. But we're looking forward to it. Junior will be with me, my co-host. We're gonna have a great time, and we'll be sharing it all with you for sure. So let's see, with 8:07 Eastern Standard Time, we'll wrap it up here. How does that sound? And I got to remember I'm on my PC over here, so we'll stop it over here. We're going to jump over to the outro credits here in a second, and watch for more coverage. We'll have a couple hashtags that we'll share with you that you can follow to make sure you see all of our content, and it's going to be great. And, oh, that's nice. That's a very nice comment. Max Curtin says, I should really go practice after witnessing all this shred. Thanks for inspiring, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. All of you guys and girls inspire me. You really, really do. Just positive energy that I get from you all inspires me, not just on guitar, just inspires me to have a great day. And I hope it's contagious. I really hope it's a 360 contagious thing that we all share here. Positive energy. There's so much negative in the world right now that we all need a little bit more positive energy. And screw the guitar playing. To take the guitar playing right off the table, it's just fun to talk with you guys and girls on the weekend and weekdays and whatever, and share some of this positive energy. Do something good for somebody out there. Hold the door open for somebody tomorrow, or buy them a coffee there, who's ever in front of you in line, and share that positive, pay it forward spirit. Let's have a look, see if there's anyone else that I might have missed. Max Carton, cheers, Eric. Look forward to the NAMM content. Mel Bryant, Leafs are losing. I don't like that. Let me see here. Nocturnal Butterfly, keep rocking on. Much love and have a great weekend. Eamon Wyse says, it is contagious completely. That is awesome. Then you know what? I'm going to leave it on that. Mississippi Treasure Hunter, amen, Eric. Positive energy for the win for the evening. It's still an early weekend. Everyone have a great weekend. Enjoy it to the max, and watch for some more stuff coming throughout the week here as we get ready for NAMM. We'll probably do several broadcasts before that. And I really had a great time with you this evening. Gary Holt and Gary Kramer, thank you so very much. I'm very humbled by your presence this evening. And everyone, I'm humbled by your appearance as well, too. And you mean a lot to our family. You really do. So let's switch it to the outro here. We'll see you very, very soon. And until next time, like I always say, cheers. Thank you.
Hey, you're still here? Eric Jr. here, reminding you to check out our full lineup of quality merch. Available right now in the Broadstash Boutique. Quality products and fast shipping. Visit broadstash.com today.
I am now on Patreon. If you enjoy my content and wish to support my channel and what I do, then please check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/EVH Gear TV. Your support assures the continued growth of this channel and a fun community in which to share our love for Van Halen, music gear, and much more.
My name is Eric, and I'm playing Wolfgang guitar.
Video production services provided by Design 39 Media. Visit design39media.com for all your website, photography, and video production needs. Microphones for EVH and Gear TV are provided by Rode Microphones, and official Van Halen merchandise is provided by VanHalenStore.com.